Well, hello, my name is Jim Royal. I'm a huge Beatles and Elvis Presley fan and basically classic rock in general. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If you could do a thumbs up, that's always most appreciated. Go ahead and smash that bell. That'll give you future updates when new videos of mine pop up. And feel free to leave comments. I always enjoy reading them and I do my best to try to respond in a timely manner. Today I wanted to do my official review on a new Elvis Presley movie. It's called Epic. That stands for Elvis Presley in Concert. It is a movie that originally, it's directed by Buzz Luhrmann, and it originally premiered at the Toronto Film Festival, September of 2025, where it won a People's Choice Award for Best Documentary, though I would say it's much more than that. It's also just an amazing concert film and an amazing glimpse looking at Elvis. That's what I like about it especially. The film later on January 8th, 2026 was shown at Graceland. And then finally it had a general wide release to the public February 20th, 2026, where it was released in US theaters. I had the opportunity to see it via IMAX on Saturday the 21st, the next day. And I'll tell you, it's the day after that, and I'm still buzzed about this movie. Now, originally when I heard about this movie, I was thinking it's just going to be a rehash of his other two concert films. That's the Way It Is from 1970 and Elvis on Tour from 1972. And I thought maybe they're going to throw in some footage, some of the better footage of Elvis from his 1977 concert special, TV. So I thought they were going to just take the best from all those three and put a movie and give us like the ultimate experience. Well, we got the ultimate experience in a different way. What we got when Buzz was doing a movie on Elvis in 2022, they came across 65 hours of unseen, unused outtakes from those two concert films. Voila, you have this movie. Okay. The other thing they also found was the famous gold suit, that we always see that he wore from the 50s in black and white. Well, they actually have color footage of that. Now, there's no sound with that, and it was home movie footage, but that was really nice to see too. But I think that the greatest gem was unearthing an audio tape, 45 minutes long, of Elvis in his own words, recording, talking about his life. Any narration on here is largely drawn from that, also from interviews and press conferences that are in this film. There's no third party narrating Elvis at all. So let's talk about this. What this is it starts out, it does a good job of bringing home movies that I don't think we've ever seen before into it. It has... It briefly talks about Elvis's life, but it focuses more on just Elvis the entertainer, I'd have to say. So you see him, Elvis, in his own words, narrating about Hollywood and how he became disillusioned with it, how he was really excited with it at the beginning, and then he found himself getting the same parts, doing the same type of movies, different girls, the same storylines and everything like that, and he got tired of it. He had said that by the time his contracts lapsed, he was done. He says, I want to perform again, I want to be on stage, and that's what he did. So he opened with Las Vegas, and he did performing there, and then later he did he would actually go on the road in the 70s and visit different towns in the United States. In fact, what I didn't realize was that Elvis, between 1969 and 1977, Elvis did just a little under 1,100 shows during all those years. Sometimes 3 shows a day, because some of these Vegas acts, that's what you would do. That was unbelievable, very remarkable. What is nice about this film too is it was cleaned up. Totally fresh. It appears new, and in fact it appears like today to me. Some other footage there was when Elvis was drafted into the U.S. Army. They show that. And it just seems like wherever they're getting this footage from, it might be some of the same stuff, but it's different film. I just don't recognize a lot of it. And that's what I liked. It had a newer perspective to it. So it shows him, they're getting him ready for, in the army, shaving him, and then later on they show him after he was released, after he left the army, after 2 years honorable discharge. They were talking to him about his experience. I like also in this film the home movies. Like I said, there's just some nice stuff with Priscilla Presley. Later on they're showing Elvis and her getting married. They show Lisa Marie. They show the family together. And Priscilla was just so beautiful. I'm looking at her. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe how beautiful she was. And then there's some footage of Lisa Marie as a baby running around in Graceland. I've never seen that before either. A lot of fun. The film shows Elvis getting ready for a performance. That is the gist of the story. You show him at these rehearsals, and he's running through songs with his band. He's also doing quite a bit of arranging, which I didn't realize. And I didn't realize how good of a guitar player he was. There's a song he's performing, Little Sister with Get Back, and interspersed in it, and he's just really good on that. Him on stage doing that was amazing too. So he's doing the arrangements with everybody. He's telling the drummer, okay, I want you to do this at this part. James Burton, the Burning Love song, he's showing him. They were asking, well, hey, how should we end this song, Elvis? Live. How are we gonna? We can't fade it. So he was showing James how he wanted, the lead guitarist, how he wanted him to fade and to end it instead of the fade that appears on the record. What I really love about this is not wasting any film. They have Elvis doing the rehearsal, and then the next thing there's some narration, and then you see Elvis actually performing it in front of a live audience in 1970. And then the same song, they show him in 1972, Elvis on tour, during that time period, during that filming. And then they go back and they go, and that was very tastefully done. I like that. Colonel Tom Parker is in here, and he's not necessarily portrayed as a villain. Elvis is very kind to him in his words and says, we're in this together, we're doing it. The Colonel did find me, but I was already regionally popular, but he definitely, helped me and become the big star that he was. He helped him with that. There's no doubt about that. And they asked Elvis, they said, who's making the money with the hound dogs, the stuffed animals that are being sold, and the photos with the merchandising you have at your concerts? He says, I really don't know. Well, it was, Colonel Tom Parker. And there was a sequence of showing some movies of Parker. They look like home movies, a lot of them, where they're playing the song, You're the Devil in Disguise. I thought that was really funny. So I can't say enough about this movie, just how much fun I had with it. And the theater experience is amazing because it was almost like you're there the way that they had it. It was just done so well. I really liked it. I remember some of the footage, they were like right on Elvis's face. It's like they zoomed in on his face. Now I don't know if that was with today's effects or if maybe that's just some unseen footage that was too close, but that was really nice seeing that too. I was paying attention to the audience, and I wanted to see how are people, because most of us know Elvis, that we know about his story. I wanted to see how they would react. And they were, it seemed to be laughing at the right times. I had a guy next to me that was chuckling, and people clapped twice during this film. One time they clapped right at the end. Well, what they thought was the end of the movie. I did too, and it wasn't the end of the movie. It was still going on. And then another time, which I thought was really interesting, was a reporter asked Elvis about the Vietnam War. And if he had not gone into the Army, would he, what are his views on the Vietnam War, and would he willingly go, if he had to again? And you know what he did? Elvis is such a class act. What he did is he said, I'm an entertainer, that's what I do. And he didn't really want to answer that because that was a personal thing, and he didn't want to share that. I thought that was just done so well, because today's entertainers, artists, they're just all too willing to put their 2 cents into everything. But Elvis, he was a class act. He was one step above. And that's what I liked. This film also shows him as a human being, as a real person, kindness, generous. There was a little film sequence of a girl that was handicapped. She had crutches, and he signed something for her and kissed her, and it was just very nice. His interactions with the band members and different people behind the scenes, I really liked that too. And I couldn't believe just the girls that would just throw themselves at Elvis, that they would make out with him. He just, and sometimes it looks like he was, he was happy to do it. What else did I have to say about this film? Go see it. If I was to give it out of 5 stars, 5 being the best, I would definitely give it a 5. There was some other stuff too when Elvis is talking about Sun Records. They asked him, what do you think of those old recordings, Elvis? And he says, well, they sound echoey. And then they showed Blue Moon being played, and they showed home movie footage of that too. So I don't know. I'm just still thinking about the movie. It's still going through my mind, just how much fun I had there seeing it, and the fact that I got to see it with a group of people. So I wanted to say thank you for watching my video, and you take care and have a great day. All right, bye.